What's going on, guys? I'm your host Francis Beau, here to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on anything going on in the world of entertainment, and I'm here to give you guys my recap and review of the brand new Netflix show, Marvel's The Punisher. And just before we get to this review, I want to take a quick shout out to my sponsor, Stardust. It's a brand new reacting app where you can go react to your favorite films and TV shows, and if you want a reaction for just, for like a good 30 seconds, and give you quick thoughts on brand new films or old and new TV shows, Stardust is the app for you. You guys can go follow me. My username is Chris the Film Guy. You guys want to see my first reactions to films like Star Wars: Last Jedi, Justice League, or TV shows like The Punisher, then go to the Stardust app. It's free, and check out my user profile, Chris the Film Guy. Follow me so you guys can get and see my first initial reactions to movies and TV shows and all that cool stuff. And also, this review, I'm mainly reviewing the first 6 episodes because I haven't finished the show in its entirety, so I'm only reviewing the first 6 episodes. And yeah, so let's get into this review. So, before we get into the review, I just want to tell you that I was very, very excited for The Punisher. I was very, very excited for the show because I really, really liked the character of The Punisher, and I really liked him in season 2 of Daredevil. So when I heard he was going to get his own Netflix series, I got really excited. And the trailers were looking great. You guys saw my reactions to the trailers. I've been, very, very excited for the show. And, well, let's review the show. Mainly the first 6 episodes. Again, I'm reviewing the first 6 episodes. I have not watched the entire series. I will hopefully get to finish it later. But got to watch the first 6 episodes, and I'm doing my review based on those 6 episodes. So, all right, let's get into this. So the very first positive thing, the big positive about the show is, of course, the Punisher himself. The Punisher himself is great. He has like this Batman and Jason Bourne type of feel to me. Like, it's like Batman and Jason Bourne had a baby, and this is the baby that they got. And they took the baby out to the military. That's pretty much what the Punisher is. He's like Batman and Jason Bourne mixed together, and I really, really like the Punisher. When he's doing a lot of action stuff, that's where I think he really shines. And just his character is just really interesting. He has like a really cool military background you get to learn in one of the episodes. And he's just a really, really cool character to follow. And I think that he's definitely what keeps this show, strong and together. So that's the first positive for the show. The other positive for the show, in my opinion, is the action scenes. The action that happens in the show is violent. There's some very, very violent stuff that happens in the show. Particularly, I think it was in episode 5. There's this huge forest fight that happens. Yeah, it was a very, very brutal fight, and I really, really like the action. It's just very brutal. It's violent, and yeah, so that was another positive for me. And that's really it. Those are really the positives I have for the show. It's mainly just the action and the Punisher himself. Everything else, I gotta be honest, was kind of bored. I gotta be honest, I was kind of bored with all the other stuff. I could not really get myself to really care about the other stuff. When the Punisher and the other characters are just talking, like if there's just conversation, and believe me, there's a lot of talking on the show, that to me is where the show gets boring, because there's not a whole lot of action. Again, I've only seen the first 6 episodes, so I don't know if there's more action that happens beyond that, but it probably is. But just from the 6 episodes, there isn't a whole lot of action that happens in the first 6 episodes. There's some action that happens in the first episode, and then a lot of action in the 5th episode, but between those other episodes, there's like little sprinkles of action there and there. But there's just a whole lot of talking, and while I don't mind a lot of talking and exposition, I want that talking and exposition to actually be something that I can watch and enjoy. And the only problem with the exposition and talking that they had is that I could care less about it. It was just boring. I didn't really care for it. And the other thing that I didn't really care for was the side stories, like this whole detective side story that they're doing. I could care less about that side story. It has nothing for the show. I could care less about that story. I can care less about those characters, those particular detective characters. I can care less about, and just really puts the show down. I really could care less about that part of the show because I just didn't really care for those characters, and just for them trying to find the Punisher and doing all this and that. I can care less about it. I want to see Punisher out there doing some action, and when he does do the action, it's great. But when he's just sitting there and talking and um, just talking to other people, it gets kind of boring. Now, when we get to learn more about his character, like when we get to see like flashback scenes of him like in the military, or we get to the Punisher just talks about himself, that's the parts where I liked when it came to just the talking scenes. But when it comes to like anything else, or if it's when the detective side story comes into play, that's where the show gets boring, in my opinion. It really puts the show down, and I honestly just could not really care for that part of the show. Um, I think the other problem with the show, in my opinion, is that it's really hard to sit there and watch the show. Um, because, as I said, there's a lot of stuff. There's not a whole lot of action that happens in the show because this is supposed to be a comic book show, a superhero or anti-superhero type of show, and you expect a lot of action, you expect a lot of this and that, and it's more of a military show. It's more of a grounded military show, which is fine because that's what the Punisher's character is all about. It's about military background, but I was expecting a lot more action out of these 6 episodes, and again, there could be more action in the next few episodes. I don't know, but as it stands, from the 6 episodes that I just watched, I didn't hate them, but I thought they were okay. I didn't think they were great. My favorite episode out of them were probably episode 3 and 5. I think those are my personal favorite episodes. I did like the pilot episode, but I think that episodes 3 and 5 were my personal favorites of the 6 that I've watched. But overall, so far, guys, I'm not going to say that I'm hating the show. I'm going to say I'm optimistic. I still want to see more episodes, but at the same time, I'm kind of not caring about the show too much as I wanted to, because I was expecting a lot more action. I was expecting a little bit more Punisher doing his thing. Instead, there's a whole lot of talking, and again, that side plot with the detectives, I could care less about. I know it's going to play out more in future episodes, but I just could care less about that side plot. So, for me, if you want to hear my score for the show, I'll give it like a 7.5 out of 10, a solid C. It's a good show so far. I haven't hated the show, but again, there's a lot of talking, a lot of exposition. It's really hard to watch the show because of those exposition and talking, because it's just too much, and it kind of loses your focus on the show. The detective side plot is just boring. I can care less about it. But the Punisher himself and the action itself was great, and that's where they make up for it in the show. So, I still recommend you watch the show. It's a good show, but just be optimistic. That's how I am so far with the show. I'm just optimistic. I just need to watch more episodes, watch the entire season, and then, debate if it's a good or a bad show. But as it stands, it's all right. It's an all right show so far. So that's it for my review for The Punisher. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below. If you've watched the entire season of The Punisher, let me know. Did you guys enjoy it? Or did you guys thought it was okay? Do you guys like the side plots? Or do you like the exposition, all the other stuff? Do you guys like that? Let me know in the comment section below. And that is it for my recap and review of The Punishers, episodes 1 through 6. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, as we end these videos, Beau out. See you next time. Peace.